I bet they've not been told off by Nigel. Don't disappoint me. Fiddly job. Getting annoyed. I might cause a bit of beef here. What would you do if that was your plot neighbour? Doesn't say anything in the committee rules about that, doesn't it? Hello everyone, welcome back to our allotment. You know where we are by now. This is our allotment site. I'm Emma. I do co-own this with my boyfriend Sam, fiance Sam. But he's just taken our dog round to do a lap because we've brought Ted today and the whole family's here. Lovely. Yes, it is after work. What time is it actually? 6 o'clock, and it's, look at that, just get those vitamin D, let's just get that vitamin D into my body, directly funnel it into my body, because we've not had any for a year. English weather for you. But yes, we're here, this is our allotment. It's April, very end of April, it's May tomorrow. And yeah, we've come, we're just going to do a few little jobs, I think. Putter about a little bit, see how everything's doing, give everything a water, especially the stuff in the greenhouse, because it's been roasted toasty the past few days, so that's all going to need a good water. So actually, let's go check on the greenhouse first. Come with me. While we're walking, if you've not subscribed, do consider it. See if, oh, well, immediately my nasturtiums have died. That was okay, they were only £1. We can move on from that. Let's check the greenhouse. We're in the greenhouse. Oh, it's so warm and sunny. I love it. I am such a sun baby. And everything looks great. Actually, no, the lettuces look very dry. Okay, well, we'll water them. Hopefully they'll perk up. I think a couple of things need potting on. I think these Big Mac's cucumbers got to be potted on. They're getting too big for the boots. Oh, there's a fly. Ah, away. Beetroot's not germinated, but it is dry. I'm going to have to start coming really often, aren't I? I do normally come twice a week, but I'm going to have to start coming in the mornings just to water because everything's dry and dying. But okay, everything's fine, everything's alive. We're going to get stuff out in the ground today. I promised you that for the past couple of weeks and I haven't delivered on that promise, but today we're going to get things out in the ground. I'm going to get my brassicas out because...
They're looking sad. They're looking a bit sad.
I know, it's just because they've not been watered.
There's someone's got a pond at the bottom.
As if? Who's got a pond?
No, look, that's the bottom.
If you know about Pondgate, you know about Pondgate. Someone else has got a pond. I bet they've not been told off by Nigel.
Well, turn it.
What?
I do turn it.
Yeah, sure. Put Ted wherever you want him, darling. So yes, we're going to get stuff in the ground. Stop procrastinating and just do it. Let's get some stuff in the ground. Okay. I'm going to put some of the brassicas in here. The only things we've got in here at the moment are parsnips, there are some. Some are weeds. This is a very weedy bed because we didn't no-dig these. But you can see that's definitely a parsnip. That's definitely a parsnip. They're parsnips. I might have to do another sow-in because I'm not sure, you know, there's not loads of them, is there? And I like a good parsnip. So apart from this quarter, the rest of the space is free for brassicas. So I think I'm going to do some in here, possibly like there, because this is a shady bed. You can see more sun that way, and then the sun goes over there behind the shed, so this gets a little bit more shade. So brassicas like a bit of shade, I think. So yeah, I'm going to put some in there, but obviously I need to get de-weeding first. What's your plan, Sam?
Wood and...
Talk into my chest because you're not mic'd up.
Wood and liner.
Wood chip.
Wood chip.
Are you going to finish
and get some more wood.
the dining area?
Let's try.
Or dining area. I say dining area. It's just this patio bit. We're just putting liner and wood chip around the edges because, as you can see, it gets dead weedy and annoying. And while there's still some wood chip free, Sam's going to go and scrumble it.
There's plenty of them.
Yes, we actually have some at home left over as well.
Yeah, there is. Like, I was going to swear then, but I don't want to swear. There's a lot at middle.
And also is going to keep dismantling pallets because we're making another planter at home. So that's what his jobs are for today. Don't know if you heard any of that. If not, sorry.
What's my fashion statement?
Oh, Sam's going for a generic boy art festival.
Yeah.
He's getting there at being an allotment dog. We've gone through many iterations. He's been a digger, he's been a grass eater, he's been a... he's now realised he can just sunbathe and it's actually quite nice. I am immediately regretting wearing a white jumper. Did not think that through. Okay, I don't know if you can see me, but hopefully you can hear me even if you can't see me. So, I've got a habit of not being in shot when I film these. So, am I in shot? Can you see if I'm in shot, Sam? Not really. Professionals now, guys. Right, so what I'm going to do, I've weeded as much as I can. I've basically just broken up the top layer of soil. It is really dry. Hi worm, you're a friend, you can stay. And I'm going to plant out some of the brassicas. I'm going to do... What am I going to do? How many plants of each? Because last year in our home garden we planted 5 kale plants and we sort of really didn't want to eat any more kale after a while. I'm thinking 3 of each. I've got kale, cabbage, could be 4 cabbage, I suppose, 3 kale or 4 kale. I've never got. Oh bugger it, let's do 4 of each. And then whatever I don't use, I'll plant at home in the home garden. Or I'll keep for spares when the slugs inevitably eat all of it. And I've also got a little bit of bloodfish and bone that I'm just going to sprinkle in the bottom of the hole because we've not prepped these beds particularly well. So just going to give it a bit of direct fertiliser. Right, you're the first plug plant in the ground, Mr. Kale. Don't disappoint me. Please don't die. Please don't die. I would really like some kale for both me and my bunny rabbit. See? 1 in. Okay. Right, so now this is the tricky bit because I've planted them out, but with brassicas you need to protect them from the little white butterflies. This is something we're doing for this year. We tried to do it last year, it didn't work. The caterpillars ate all our home crops. So I did try and make a brassica cage last year at the allotment, but our brassicas didn't grow, so it was kind of null and void. So I'm going to try it again this year. I'm doing the pipe. I'll show you. So these are the tools I'm arming myself with. Got some skewers, bamboo canes. These are ones that have been cut in half, and some MDPE. Correct me if I'm wrong. The blue water piping, but I've spray painted it pink because it's me. And I'll just visually show you what I'm going to do because I think that's better than talking through it. And also Sam wants to separate his pallets and he's having to stop to let me talk. So I'll do a visual demonstration. Continue. Right, so I'll take this opportunity while Sam's pausing boshing 5 seconds. Splitting his pellets with this silly little crowbar. So I've just stuck bamboo stakes in, half sizes, put this blue MDP, I've like already cut and measured this blue MDP pipe in to all the same length. And then what I've done is I've just put some bamboo, I wish I had longer bamboo but I don't, on top, just to keep it a bit rigid. I know, keep it a bit rigid when I put the mesh over, which is what I'm going to do now, and we'll go back to visual learning so Sam can carry on washing away on his pellets. What I'm doing is I'm putting this mesh over the top, but fiddly job. I'm getting annoyed. Right, we're done. Oh, I always hate this job, but it's a necessary evil if you don't want your brassicas to get absolutely demolished by caterpillars. So this is my first brassica cage. I must say it's a great improvement from last year's, which fell over in a storm. I think I've got slightly better. This is Enviromesh from Temu or some other cheap site. But yeah, there you go. There is my brassica cage. You can do it yourself. The pipe was from Amazon for about 25 quid. The mesh was from Temu for about a £5. The landscape pegs and the other bits and gubbins you can get from Poundland. So enjoy. So in last week's vlog, I said my onions kept getting dug up. This is a daily thing now when I come to the plot. I just put them back in their little holes because, once again, some bird, squirrel, unsure, has dug it up. But the ones that haven't been dug up are now growing. It's just these bloody ones that keep getting dug up. Ah! And I thought I'd show you this because some of you might be seeing it and might be worrying, so either on your plants or you might be worrying about my plants, but this mottling on the garlic, it's on the onions as well. It's basically just damage from frost, rain, weather, wind. Be careful because apparently there can be a disease that looks very much similar, but this apparently is very normal for the weather we've had. So yeah, I'm not worrying about it. I think it's just frost, wind, wet, rain, damage. And how are you doing, Mr. Ted? Are you keeping this side of the plot nice and safe? Hey? Are you looking after this side of the plot? Hey? Good boy. Sat on me. You can't sit on me. You can't sit on me. I've got things to do. I've got things to do, mate. I'm embarrassed now because Mr. Tree Man's back. And he's on the plot right behind our greenhouse and he can see me. Anyway, I'm going to plant up my Fat Max cucumbers. No, pumpkins, because they're going a little bit yellow and the roots are coming out of the pot. I think I've only got 2 of these that germinated. So yeah, repot them. I've got some big old pots to put them in. Hopefully they'll be fine, because these are going to be inside for a little while longer yet. Look at those roots, healthy roots. These pots are possibly slightly too big, but they're sort of the only size I've got. It was either equivalent or huge, so we're going with huge. They'll be fine. I just really want a pumpkin. I really want a pumpkin. I really want a big fat Halloween pumpkin. There we go.
what you don't.
I'm hiding in the shed because Mr. Rotavator Man's over there and it's quite noisy. I don't know if you'll even be able to hear me.
One bit here.
Well, he's doing it the old-fashioned way. We're no diggers, Sam. We're the modernists. I'm trying to think of what other jobs there are to do. To be honest, we're kind of in that waiting season.
Show people how dirty the onions are.
I have shown round the garlic. Bulb up.
Bulb up, yeah.
Okay, Sam is requesting that I show you the
It's doing well.
the onions bulbing up, so
Dirty onions.
do that. Yes, this is a good demonstration. You can see it's starting to round up at the bottom. And a few of them are starting to do that. One over there is starting to do that. Oh yeah, big boy. Someone said in the comments once that these were leeks. I know it's all in good faith and I know what you mean. They do look a bit leakish, but no, they are. They are definitely onions. But they're coming along fine, considering that it rained forever and they got a bit soggy. I think they're doing okay, to be honest. Ozzy the onion. This is Ozzy the onion and Rhonda the red onion are doing great together. Thank you for looking after our onions. They're doing fantastic. Honestly, sorry if you can hear the rotavator. It is just what it is. It's like golden hour right now. Look at this. I think the only thing left for me to really realistically do today is weed. So I'm just going to go round with my Dutch hoe and weed a few of the beds, which is really boring, but they're getting a bit mental. Also, I might cause a bit of beef here. So this is our plot neighbour, yeah? They're never here, just an FYI. Do you think they've used weed killer on their plot? I think they might have used weed killer on their plot, which is a big no-no, I think. So hopefully it doesn't blow over onto ours and cause any problems, but yeah, what would you do if that was you and that was your plot neighbour? I'm going to the shed in case you can't hear me. What would you do if that was your plot neighbour? Putting weed killer on their entire plot. I think it's weed killer. I suspected last year, that they were a weed killer error. And I think they've put weed killer on it again. And the problem is that weed killer blows about in the air and it could potentially come onto our plot and kill all of our plants. It's all right for them because they've got nothing planted. So yeah, sure, use weed killer, but is it going to completely ruin our plot? I don't know. What would you do? What would you... I've got mud on my face. What would you do? So I've just watered my peas, Monge 2, and they're looking sad. I think they're alive, but for how much longer? Who knows? I think they've been a little bit eaten by slugs. But I'm going to they are outgrowing their current setup, so I'm just going to add a few more rungs of string for them to grow up if they do wish and decide to grow. There's been an issue with the potatoes. I will show you. So I'm just going around giving everything a water before we leave, and that looks bad. I think this is frost damage because of the very strange weather we've been having. I think this is frost damage. So I think it's okay. I think they'll recover. The others, that's got a little bit of it as well, but they'd only just started coming up. The others haven't started coming up yet, so they're okay. But yeah, first deal is a little bit of frost damage. Oh dear. Sam may or may not, gotta hold it so high to see you, may or may not have given himself tetanus on a rusty nail. Is it tetanus?
Yeah.
because he's scratched himself.
People might not want to see.
There's no blood, he's only scratched himself.
I think I'll be alright.
I don't even know if you can hear us because there's rotivational works going on by the original diggers. I think that's it.
Yeah, go down there.
It is.
Right.
7:45. It's time to go. It's way past Ted's tea time. Yeah, just a bit of an odd job. Bit of a random one, really. Got some stuff out though, which is good. Stuff in the actual ground. Winner. I'm a bit pissed off about the weeds, I'll be honest. It's the more I've been weeding, the more I'm pissed off because our neighbour has left his plot to go weedy, obviously thinking, I'll just weed killer that. But then that means that all of the weed seeds have blown onto our plot, which is annoying. And then he's just weed killed it, which I don't know. I don't know the morality of that. Some of you probably use weed killer, and it's sort of okay as long as it's not going to affect anyone else. But if it does affect other people, it's kind of like, you know. But we'll have to wait and see with that. You think he's used weed killer, haven't you? Yeah.
I mean, he's put AstroTurf down, come on.
Yeah, to be fair. That's his covering of choice, is AstroTurf. So, I mean, we've met him briefly. He's got kids, you know. I don't think he's a bad person. It's just, you've not really got a choice on how you plot neighbour's garden, have you? So, if he wants to use weed killer, I suppose he's perfectly within his rights. Doesn't say anything in the committee rules about that, doesn't it? So yeah, we've got some brassicas in the ground. I've planted something. I didn't grow them. They were from the garden centre or Lidl or wherever I bought them from. But I don't think it's cheating. I think it's just, you know, I am growing stuff from seed as well. It's just easier, innit? I don't know. We'll see how we get on. They'll get eaten by slugs anyway, and then I'll have to grow things to replace them. So, yes, planted stuff in the ground. Done a lot of weeding today. That's why I'm pissed off about the weeds, because I've spent most of my day weeding. Boring. But everything in the greenhouse is still looking good. We're on the road to pumpkins. We're on the road to pumpkins, people. And, yes. It's destroying a nice tidy shed. Anyway, I'm going to get off. I'm going to go home. Have a shower. Filthy. Don't wear white to an allotment. That's just common sense, isn't it? And yeah, that's it. A little bit boring. I feel a little bit deflated just because of the weeding.
I feel a little bit stingy.
Stingy? Yeah, well, you will if you've almost torn your arm and arm. Yeah. But have you got the pallet wood for our next planter?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Well, it took me too long.
Took him 2 hours to break down a pallet. Anyway, Ted is being a silly little sausage. I think because he's bored. Because bless him, he's been really good, but he has just been tied up over there. So yeah, I'm not sure there was that much exciting apart from the brassicas going out, but and the revelation of our neighbour. But sometimes it's just those days. We're in the waiting stage. We're in the waiting, growing stage. Everything's still growing. So as soon as it's growed, put it out. That's how it's working. That'll be all. Right. If you're not subscribed, consider it. I'll link the full allotment playlist from when we began if you want to see it from the beginning to now, because it was a full renovation we took on a unkept plot. So see it from the beginning, see what we've got up to, and this is our first full growing season, so it's all a learning curve. Yeah, subscribe to carry on seeing how we get on, and we'll love you and leave you. Comment what would you do about that plot neighbour with the weed killer / the weeds. Let me know how you would democratically sort that out. And we'll see you next week in another allotment vlog. Bye. You being silly? So yes. Oh, no one needs to see me that close and personal.